Draw the shoulders up towards the ears. Let them rest on the back. Chest nice and open. And then take the ears in line with the shoulders and draw the hands in towards the hips a little bit. Inhale up through the central channel of your spine, through the crown of the head, and pause. Feel that length, and then keep that as you exhale. Inhale, repeat that. Feel the lift out of the pelvis. And then exhale, let go. Inhale. Exhale, getting a little bit taller, maybe rooting you into the earth a little deeper. Coming to a breath that's comfortable to you, draw the hands in from an unfolded, open heart. And I invite you to play with this idea of setting an intention for your class today. What is it that you want to cultivate more of? Are you feeling stagnant right now? Are you feeling like you're moving too fast and need to back up, almost like a waterfall, right? Like sometimes when there's too much water, that can create damage as well. So thinking about that balance. What do you need more of? More movement or more stillness? Blink your eyes open, and thank you so much for being here. Happy Saturday. So we'll stay seated, okay, for a little bit. Inhale the arms up, reach nice and deep, nice and wide. Look up to the sky, and then exhale hands to prayer, and just keep doing that with your breath. Inhaling up, following the breath, exhaling, release. Flowing here, like you're scooping up water and kind of letting it pour down on you. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, just moving with the breath. Exhale, bring the hands to the knees and round the back. Inhale, rise. Exhale, round, chin to chest. Inhale. Exhale. Keep moving. Inhale, maybe close the eyes. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Good. Exhale, round. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the left arm to the mat. Get length in the side body, taking a side stretch over toward the left side. Work that right shoulder up and back, and also the left shoulder. I'm mirroring here. Good. Inhale the arms up. Exhale that right arm to the mat. Get length out of the pelvis first. So lift up and then exhale over, working the shoulders up and back. Keeping the sitting bones grounding. Inhale. Exhale, release. And then come to tabletop, please. Removing any blocks or things that you have around you. And maybe taking blankets underneath your knees if you need that, okay? And then shift the pelvis forward and then bring the hips back like a child's pose, kind of flowing, inhaling forward, exhaling back, and feel free to add some movement, like maybe moving the hips to one side as you come back, making circles, right? Like a dance almost. And you think too, water kind of moves in a circular motion sometimes, right? So maybe moving the body in one direction and then going the opposite direction, reversing, flowing with the breath, inhaling and exhaling. Going as fast and as slow as you need to move. Maybe shifting to one side, maybe turn the fingertips the sides of the mat and take the torso left and right. Maybe close the eyes here and let the body guide your movement. See what it is that you need. Option to turn the fingertips towards the knees. Go as far as you could go, keeping the palms grounded. Maybe taking the hips back. Maybe taking the hips forward, kind of rocking back and forth. Or again, if you need stillness and you find that place of love or that you need to kind of cultivate, you want to stretch out more, stay in it, right? Maybe you just need to be still. I'm feeling like I need to move. Turn the fingertips forward. Walk the knees back a little further, and then have the wrists forward of the shoulders. Plant the hands nice and firm into the earth. Thumbs and index fingers rooting down. Index fingers parallel to each other into the mat. Now from here, hug the palms in towards each other to fire up the biceps and the chest, and then shift the chest forward. Shift the chest back. Now from here, come to tabletop. Inhale, lift the knees up, take the chest toward the thighs, and then inhale, shift forward to like a plank pose, and then come into this deep puppy pose with the knees bent, kind of shifting forward, shifting back. You could do this with the knees down, right? Your choice. Keep going. Going back and forth. Inhaling to shift forward, exhaling back. Now pause in your puppy pose to keep those arm bones lifting. Take the hips up towards the sky. Keep the knees bent. Take the feet a little bit wider. Chest towards your thighs. Tone your belly, and then maybe start to straighten the legs. Keeping that curve in the spine. If the back is rounding, rebend the knees. Take the chest towards your thighs, and then keep those armpits lifting up. Those shoulders lifted. Maybe pedaling one knee, pedaling the other. Gorgeous. Inhale, lift the right leg up, and then open it up at the hip as an option, okay? Now, keep air underneath that left arm bone. That left shoulder likes to drop. So root more into the left hand to keep the shoulder square to the mat. Lifting from the inner thigh, maybe making some circles flowing here. Opening up that hip, root into the hands, tone the belly. Now from here, swing that knee through between the hands and then bring that back knee down. Now you can take your right hand to the calf to help that leg forward. Now here's where you might want to pad the back knee, okay? Make sure that your right knee tracks over the right ankle, okay? Tack that right hip back. Left hip forward, take hands to front thighs, shoulders in line with the hips, okay? Now we're gonna build on this sequence so you can always be here with the back knee down, okay? Inhale the arms up. Exhale the arms down, we lead the chest forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring the chest forward and arms back. Inhale, arms up. I love this one. I do this a lot. Exhale, arms back. Good. Inhale the arms up. It just feels good to me. I don't know if it feels good to you guys. And then take that left hand to the mat. Take that right arm up toward either right hand to hip. Work that right shoulder back. Eye of the elbow of the left arm spins forward to create space in the shoulder. Maybe top arm to the sky. Maybe. And breathe here. Good. Exhale that arm down. Take the right hand to the inside of the right foot, coming into lizard lunge. So maybe walking that back knee back a little further. You can open up at that right hip. If that feels good, maybe turning the toes, towards the side, coming to the pinky edge side of the foot. Just making sure that your right knee tracks over the ankle. Right? Nothing too deep here. Right? Maybe just arms straight. Maybe you can lead with the chest bowed forward. right? If you need to move a little bit, kind of move the hips around, go for it. Right, so your option to play here with movement or stillness. And then coming into downward facing dog. Bend the knees, take the chest towards the thighs. Inhale, shift forward, plank pose. Exhale, puppy pose. Bending deep knees, kind of moving into that flow. A couple more times. Bend the knees, shift forward. Pause and plank. Now you can always drop the knees here, okay? Shoulder, wrists slightly forward of the shoulders. Press the earth away and then round the back. See how the back is rounding. Keep the shoulders off the back. Tone the belly. Now from here, okay, drop the shoulders back, right? So root the shoulders up, kind of, I'm taking them off my back and then shifting them and then bring them onto the back, plugging them back. Keep flowing there, okay? Pushing the earth away and then bringing the shoulders back. 2 more times. Plug them back. Now, knees can be lifted or down. Shift the chest forward. Exhale, lower down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Make your way to your belly. Put the tops of the toes down. Take the arms wide and then tent the fingers. So coming up on the fingertips, like ridge top hands. I don't know if you can see that. I'm kind of doing almost like these tented fingers, okay? And I'm taking my arms wide. And click the tops of the toes down, squeeze the backside so the knees lift. Inhale the chest forward, up and back, work the shoulders up and back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Gorgeous. Exhale, lower down. Take the thumbs to the base of the chest. Inhale, keep the legs active. So squeeze the backside, squeeze the belly. Lift just the hands and the chest off the mat. Keep the gaze to the floor. Keep the feet on the mat. Good. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. Plant the hands, shift the chest and the torso forward, shoulders up and back, cobra pose. Stay low, keeping the elbows in towards the ribs, the rib cage. Keep the legs active, gaze forward. So you might not be up as high. And then press back, maybe through tabletop, finding downward facing dog. Arm bones lift. Making any movements, maybe pedaling the knees, pedaling the legs. Inhale, lift the left leg up, and then maybe opening up at the hip. Good, and then feel like I can feel I'm dropping into that right shoulder, so I need to press into my right hand more to square my shoulders towards the mat, rather than kind of dropping. I don't know if you can see that. So I need to keep pressing through my right hand while I'm still lifting from my inner thigh, maybe making circles. And I'm really rooting into my thumb and index finger, tone in the belly, keeping those shoulders lifted. Maybe reverse the circle, or not. Maybe you're just holding that hip opener. And then swing that knee through between the hands. You can always take that left hand to the calf. Maybe pad the back knee. Left knee lines up with the left ankle, hands to front thighs, shoulders in line with the hips. Here we go. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, bow forward, leading with the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Scoop up that water. Exhale, that sunlight too, right? Inhale. And then exhale, we'll take that twist. So take the right hand to the floor to a block and take your left hand to your hip. Work that left shoulder up and back, okay? Eye of the elbow on the right hand. spins forward. So I'm doing that by hugging my right palm in towards my left foot. Then working that left shoulder back, maybe hand stays on the hip, maybe left arm reaches up towards the sky. Just taking a twist here. Inhale. Exhale it out. Tone the belly. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Take that left hand to the earth. Walk that left foot out towards the left side, maybe of the mat, maybe coming to the pinky edge of that left foot, right? Just making sure your left knee tracks over the ankle. Arms can stay straight, maybe start to lead the torso forward, right? See where you're at. See if you need movement. Maybe lifting the back knee, maybe. I like to kind of, when I lift my back knee, bring my torso forward and back, right? Kind of like coming on the toes and bring the heels back and forward. Just gives me more movement. Lower that down, plant the hands, find plank pose. Knees can be down, right? So you can be here. Work the shoulders up and back, but keep the belly lifting. Squeeze the backside, right? So if you notice that your hips are dropping, drop the knees. Good, now inhale, lower down, bending at the elbows, keep the shoulders up and back. Inhale, shift forward, cobra pose. Maybe coming up a little bit higher, working those shoulders up and back, maybe even lifting the knees and the thighs, coming into up dog. Exhale, down dog. Taking a breath. Keep those arm bones lifting, right? So thumbs and index fingers rooting down, belly button to spine, ears in line with the biceps. Gazing towards the center of your mat rather than forward or too far back. So we're gonna do a little flow here. We're gonna play, all right? So do what works for you, okay? I'll show you what I mean, don't panic. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Maybe opening up at the hip. Keep that left arm bone lifting. And then tack your right hip down, swing it through between the hands. Spin the back heel down, and we'll find Parsva Konasana modified, so side angle. Taking that forearm, so to your right thigh, making sure that you're long enough so your right knee tracks over the right ankle, and then tuck your right hip under, left hip back. Okay, tone the belly. Now, inhale the arm forward, and then exhale it back. Inhale the left arm forward, maybe even watch it. Exhale it back. Inhale it forward, making circles on the shoulder. Exhale it back. You don't have to do this. One more time. Forward and back. Now reverse it. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Watch the circle. Are we feeling that front leg too? Inhale back. Exhale forward. Keep rooting through that left heel one more time. Back. And then once it's forward, keep it there. Work that left shoulder up and back. Tuck your right hip under, left hip back. And breathe. Good. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Take that top arm to the sky. Maybe right hand to the inner shin. We're going to come to triangle pose, Trikonasana. Maybe right hand to a block. Maybe right hand to the floor. Working that left shoulder up and back. I'm driving through that left heel. And I'm working my right heel in towards the center of the mat. Right? Thinking about the rib cage rotation. So right rib under, left rib back. Maybe gaze to the sky. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Bring that left hand, spin the left hand down. Spin the left heel up towards the sky. So listen here. You can always bring the back knee down. Okay. Maybe plant the left hand, and we'll take Another twist. So right arm up towards the sky. The back knee can be lifted this time rather than down. Beautiful. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, bring that right hand down. Tack your right hip back, left hip forward. Inhale the arms up. Come into warrior one. Again, back knee can be down here. Inhale. Exhale, we'll take a twist. So turning towards that right leg, maybe keeping the arms in cactus, maybe that right hand back, left arm forward. Good, supinate the front palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior, maybe taking your right hand to your hip. So reverse twist here. Maybe taking the right hand to your thigh or calf. Inhale, rise up. Take that right hand to the mat. I know. Now, spin the back heel down again and start to take the hips over toward the left, straightening the right leg, bringing the right toes up to the sky. So hands can be here. You can be on your hips even, okay? If you want to come down lower, that left heel can lift, and you can get a little bit deeper into Skandasana, all right? So that might not work. Now from here, inhale, bring the hips forward, right toes are nice and straight, spin the left heel up towards the sky, tack your right hip back, left hip forward, inhale, warrior one. Oh my goodness, how did we get here? Flowing, just kind of going with the movement. One more breath. Reach up, inhale, exhale, release. Hands to the mat, step back, plank pose. Option to meet in downward facing dog or shift forward on an inhalation, bending at the elbows. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Squeezing the backside, shoulders up and back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let all of that settle. Arm bones lift. How'd that go, team? I hope it was okay because we have another side. Remember, just play, right? There's no perfection. Don't worry about, am I doing this pose right? Does this look right? It's all about just what your body needs and feels. Does it feel good to you? Going with the flow. Inhale, lift that left leg, opening up at the hip, right? Letting go a little bit of that control, right? I find that that's a big one for me. I try to control a lot of situations, and when I do that, it creates more tension. Inhale, bring that left leg between the hands. Spin the back heel down, find that modified Parsva Konasana. So making sure that you bend in that left leg, left knee lines up with the left ankle, forearm to front thigh, rooting into that right heel. Take the right hand to hip, okay? Now, tuck your right hip under, left hip back, and you do that by driving the right heel into the earth. And we'll take that flow with the top arm. So inhale, that arm overhead. If you want, you can always keep that right arm still, right? Whatever you need. Couple more times, inhaling forward, exhaling back, maybe watching the hand. Yeah, I find when I let go of that control, it just creates a sense of peace, right? Letting things be as they're supposed to be. Now reverse the circle, inhale that arm back, and then forward. Back, forward. One more time. Back, and then keep that arm forward, working that right shoulder up and back, left shoulder up and back as well. Driving through that right heel. Now, you can always take that right hand to hip. We've been in it for a little bit. Inhale. Exhale, one more breath. Good, inhale, straighten the front leg, top arm to the sky, find Trikonasana, triangle pose. Now again, right hand can be here, working that shoulder back, but I'm working my rib cage under. So left ribs under, right ribs back to create that space to bow forward. Ooh, my belly kind of gurgled when I did that. I created space. Driving through that right heel. Inhale, beautiful. Exhale, bring that right hand to the mat. Spin the right heel up, okay? So right hand can come to the mat. IND elbow spins forward. You can bring that back knee down. We'll take that twist. Left arm up towards the sky, maybe. Just for a breath here. Inhale. Good. Exhale that left hand down. Keep that back heel lifted. Take hands to front thighs. Again, that back knee can be down if you need it. Inhale the arms up, warrior one. Beautiful. We'll take that twist. Cactus the arms. Get length in the spine, taking that twist towards the bent leg, towards the left leg. Maybe arms straight. Take your torso, shift it back. You can bend that right knee a little bit, right? To give you more space. Mine's bent. Doesn't have to be totally straight. And then supinate the front palm. Maybe inhale, reverse that twisted warrior. Maybe just taking that left hand to your hip. Maybe finding your thigh or maybe even your calf. Inhale, lead with the heart. Good. Spin down. And then spin that right heel down. And then come into that Skandasana kind of side lunge. So straighten the left leg, toes up towards the sky. So again, you might be here, right, with hands on hips, and that's okay. Maybe coming a little bit deeper, maybe lifting the right heel up, turning the toes of the right foot out a little bit. So that might feel good to you to kind of get a stretch in the inner thigh. Listen to where you are, and then inhale, shift the chest, the hips over towards the left. Spin your right heel up, left toes pointing nice and straight. Back knee can be down here. Tap your left hip back, right hip forward, warrior one. Movement. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, plank pose. Gorgeous. Option to meet in downward facing dog or shift the torso forward if you need flow. Bend at the elbows, Chaturanga. Inhale, forward, up and back. Cobra pose, shoulders back. Maybe up dog. Bring your chest between the shoulders, the biceps. Exhale, find child's pose. Feet together, knees apart, hips back. Gorgeous. If this doesn't feel good, you can take a blanket or a pillow underneath the backs of the knees to create a little bit of a lift. If you have a block, you can even rest your head on a block, your forehead kind of down, just like that to create a lift. Sometimes that's really grounding. Finding that balance, right? So I took my dog for a walk this morning along the canal, along the river actually, and you notice different parts of the river, right? So certain parts are much more calm, and then you get towards like, the wing dam down that by that area, and the rapids are a little bit faster, right? So there's that play of stillness and flow. So right now, cultivating a little bit of calm. Maybe even imagining that calm stillness of water in your mind. Keeping that image in your body as you move. Inhaling, shifting forward, starting to move a little bit, again, coming into downward facing dog. Beautiful. Walk the feet towards the hands. Keep the feet hip widths apart. Take hands to hips. Work the shoulders up and back. Inhale, root to rise. Arms rise up overhead. Exhale, hands to hips. So keep the feet hip widths apart. Hug the heels in towards each other. Work the knees in line with the ankles. Bend the chest towards the thighs. Really bowing forward here, right? So almost like my back is kind of flat. I can balance like a cup or something on my back. Work the shoulders back, keep the belly toned. Inhale the arms forward. You can always take the arms wide, and then exhale the arms back. Inhale, arms forward. Exhale the arms back. Like you're sitting in a chair, so come towards the heels a little bit. Woo. Exhale the arms back. One more time. Inhale, arms forward. And imagine somebody's, like I'm pulling your hands in the opposite directions to take the shoulders off the back. Now from here, cactus the arms. Inhale, lift the chest. Chair pose. Maybe arms to the sky. Good. Inhale, exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Maybe start to straighten the legs. If this is a lot, keep hands on hips, shoulders up and back, right? Listen to your hamstrings. Maybe again, finding movement. Hug those feet in towards each other. Shake the head yes and no. Good. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the arms to the heart. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. You can bend the knees if you need to. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back, plank pose. See if you can keep this all in one breath on one big exhale, lowering down. And then inhale, cobra pose, shoulder blades up and back. Exhale, belly, chest to the mat. We'll come into Sphinx pose. So walking your forearms forward, click the tops, the toes down. Elbows are slightly forward of the shoulders, okay? Toes are nice and flat on the mat. Click the knee, squeeze the backside so the knees lift. Take a look at the belly button. Inhale, draw the shoulders up and back. Hug your elbows in towards your chest. Bringing your chest between the biceps, gazing forward. Maybe shaking the head, kind of rolling the head to one side, maybe making circles with your neck. Careful not to pinch anything. Right, go nice and slow. Good, exhale. Lower down. Now from here, click the top. So tuck your toes under so the heels are up towards the sky. Okay. Now from here, take a look at the belly again. Keep lifting, keep drawing the belly and squeeze the backside. Press into the forearms. Lift just the hips. So you're in modified forearm plank. Maybe knees lift. Oh my goodness. Here's that stagnant movement, right? How did we get here? Relax the belly, or actually, no, don't relax the belly. Relax the breath. Draw the shoulders up and back, squeeze the belly, squeeze the backside. Good, now, option to drop the knees coming back into downward facing dog, or maybe bring your right hand to where your right elbow is. Left hand to left elbow coming into plank, downward facing dog. Right? Otherwise, drop the knees and make your way back in any way you need to. Gorgeous. Good, then inhale, lift the right leg up. Opening up at the hip. Keep that left arm bone lifting. Swing it through between the hands. Spin the back heel down. Find warrior one, warrior two. Rising up. Gorgeous. Supinate the front palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Keep tracking that right knee over the third toe. Good. Inhale, come to warrior two, and then take your right hand, maybe coming to forearm to front thigh, Parsvakonasana, maybe coming into full pose. Tucking that right hip under, left hip back. Keep driving through that left heel. Inhale, rise up, straighten that front leg. Exhale, find triangle pose. Hand to front shin maybe. Top arm to hip, that feels good. Or maybe coming deeper. Gorgeous. Inhale, rise up. Bend into that front leg, take hands to the mat, and then start to come into that side lunge. So right toes up towards the sky, Skandasana again. Keeping that right leg straight, maybe coming deeper. Inhaling, shifting, bending into that right leg again. Bring that back heel up. Tap your right hip back, left hip forward, rise up, warrior one, back heel, back knee can be down. Maybe even making a little back bend. Exhale, plant the hands. Meet in downward facing dog, or shifting forward, taking your vinyasa. Lowering down, using your breath. Inhale forward, up and back. Toning the belly, toning the backside. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, lift the left leg up, opening up at the hip. Maybe, you don't have to. Careful of that right arm bone, and then swing that right leg through, between the hands. Spin the back heel down, rise up, warrior two. Tracking that left knee over the third toe, tucking that front hip under, right hip back. Supinate the front palm, inhale, reverse that warrior. Gorgeous. So strong. Good. Rise up, take that forearm to front thigh as you come into Parsvakonasana. Maybe full pose. Forearm could be on the thigh. Just work that right shoulder up and back, driving that right heel into the earth. Good. Inhale, rise up. Warrior two, straighten the front leg. Exhale, find triangle pose. Hand to front shin, right hand to the hip. Working that right shoulder back, maybe coming deeper. Top arm to the sky. Maybe take the gaze to the sky. If that doesn't feel good, just look forward or look down. Sometimes it depends on the day for me. Like today I feel pretty open in my neck, but sometimes it just doesn't feel good, so I just look down. Good. Inhale, bend into that front leg, and then start to take the hips over towards the right as you straighten that left leg, coming into Skandasana. Toes up towards the sky. So again, you might be here, kind of working in this pose. Maybe going deeper, that right heel might lift. And then inhale, lift the hips. Take the left toes towards the front of the mat. Spin the right heel up. Tap your left hip back, right hip forward. Rise up on an inhalation, warrior one, with the back heel lifted. Maybe making it a back bend, lifting the heart, not forcing it. Just feel it in the body, whatever feels good. Exhale down, maybe downward facing dog, maybe take your vinyasa, lowering down, Chaturanga. Inhale, shoulders up and back. Cobra or up dog, I'm good with an up dog here, or with a cobra, I mean, knees down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keep going, walk the feet towards the hands. Inhale, half lift, keep the feet separated, hip widths apart. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, arms up. Sorry, I'm in like a flow in my head. Exhale, the arms down. Beautiful. So one more little play here, and then we'll come to our backs, okay? So I'm going to give some options. So take a breather here, grab some water if you need it, and I'll kind of show this. So I'll give, so option one, you can do this with both feet down, okay? So I'm going to come into like feet hip widths apart, lifting my heel of the right foot, okay? I'm going to bend into my legs. So almost like it's like a chair pose, right? So my hips are square. Sometimes I feel that like my left hip is jutting out, so I need to plug that hip in to square the hips. So I'm going to start here, hands on hips, okay? Then from there, I'm going to straighten the leg, maybe lift the toes off the mat. Exhale, I'm going to tap down, okay? And then I'm going to bend into that left leg, and then start to take my right toes back. So I might be here, almost like a modified warrior three. Maybe I want to play a little bit, pressing into the left foot to lift my right toes, tacking that right hip down. Then from here, I'm going to inhale, tap, straighten. So that's one, all right? So I'll do it again. Toes in, inhale, I'm going to squat down, lean my chest forward, exhale that leg back, inhale, tap, exhale, straighten. All right? Now, if you want to do the full pose, all right, you can do this with the foot lifted, all right? So it would look like this. Right toes are lifting. That's an inhalation. Exhale, bend into the left leg. I'm going to lean that chest forward, root that right foot back, tacking my right hip down. Arms can be here or full pose. I'm rooting into my left foot to catch and lift. That would be one. Bending, leaning the chest forward, bowing forward, extending that right hip out, tacking that right hip down, and then catching it. So maybe doing 3 to 5. Oh my goodness. All right, so again, you can do that with the toes down. That whole thing can be here. Squatting down, taking that foot back, and then rooting into my left foot to tap and rise. Okay? All right, so I don't know if you started, but 5 on each side. Okay? I'll meet you there. Really pressing through that big toe mound. Flowing with the breath. Inhaling to rise. Exhaling out. Play with the arms too, maybe the arms behind. All right, enough on that side. I'm gonna switch. If you haven't switched, make sure you do the other side too. Now, arms can be raised. So squatting down first, then leaning the chest forward, straightening that leg. Inhale, catch. Bowing forward. Exhaling back. You can always do this with hands on the wall even, or on a chair. If you need that, need for balance. Are we feeling the glutes a little bit? I'm feeling it. I have one more to go. Again, not even worrying about what it looks like, just kind of feeling the flow, just going with the movement. And then relax that down. Shake it out. Inhale the arms up, toes nice and straight. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana, inhale, half lift. Oh my goodness. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Swing it through between the hands. Find pigeon pose on the right side. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana prep. So walking that right toe, right foot over towards the left hand, and then coming into that right hip. So careful not to drop into the right hip, right? So keep that back foot flexed, and then tack that right hip back, left hip forward. Flex your front foot a lot. Right? If this isn't working, you can take that right heel closer towards the hip to make it more accessible, or you can do this on your back, figure 4. And then trying to square the hip, so working that right hip back, left hip forward, and then squeezing that left glute. Inhale, rise up. And then maybe exhale, bow forward. Finding some movement here in the hips, even. Keep that front foot flexed. You can always put like a pillow or a blanket underneath your right hip to create a little more lift or space there. Keeping my back leg and glute active. So squeezing that left glute a lot. Option to stay here, or maybe take it more into a back bend. So maybe coming a little bit higher on the legs, working the shoulders up and back. You can stay here, maybe taking a thigh stretch. So bending that left leg, maybe left hand finds left foot. Maybe even turn the fingertips around, squaring the chest. If you want to go deeper, maybe even taking it into like a mermaid or merman. Inhaling that right arm up. Maybe clasping. Exhale, slowly release that foot. Now from here, option to come into downward facing dog or 3-limb dog. So lift the right leg up. Kind of opening up at the hip. Now option to kind of just make those circles, or maybe come into wild thing. So left arm bone, eye of the elbow spins forward, spin that left heel down, bring that right foot behind you. Look at the ground, bring the hips down, and then inhale, right arm overhead. That might not have worked for you, and that's okay. Spin down, find downward facing dog, right? So the movement, whatever your body needs. Maybe you just needed stillness in downward facing dog. Maybe you're just in child pose. And that's okay too. Today is all about play. Inhale, lift that left leg up, and then swing it through between the hands, finding pigeon prep on the left side, so walking the left foot towards the right hand, and then bring that back knee down, coming onto that right hip to start, and then lift the hips up, tack your left hip back, right hip forward, keeping that left foot super active, super engaged, and then heels up towards the sky. You can click the toes nice and flat, but what happens is that back foot tends to kind of, the toes turn in. There's like this sickling action. So careful of that. Really kind of rooting into that back foot, and then work that right hip forward, left hip back. Inhale. You can stay lifted or exhale forward. You can even flow here, kind of tenting the hands, ridge top fingers. Inhale and kind of bow forward. That kind of feels nice too. Going with the breath, moving with the breath. Kind of letting go of the notion, what should I be doing? Right? That was my issue. I was too rigid in my job. I was too into like, this isn't my job. This isn't what I do. And it was not a good place to be. And once I let go of that, I just made space for a new opportunity. I actually miss working with kids. I've been working a lot with, you can take that thigh stretch if that feels good, right? Or you can do this on your back as well, figure 4. I work a lot with adults, and I've been missing that kid connection. So this might be my opportunity to kind of get back into teaching what I love to do. So I'm looking at as that is a really exciting thing for me. As scared as I am, I'm really excited about the opportunity. Gently release that. And then plant the hands, maybe coming into just downward facing dog, moving the hips, maybe dropping the knees, maybe lifting that left leg, making circles, maybe planting into that right hand, and then spinning that right heel down as you bring the left foot down to the ground. Look to the ground here, and then drop the hips, inhale, lift the hips, finding your wild thing. Inhale, release. Bring that left hand to the mat. Oh my goodness. Lowering the knees down. And then making your way to your back. We made it. So a few more movements here. Lowering down to your back, drawing the knees in, and then keeping the legs together, maybe cactus the arms, take the legs over towards the right, keeping that left shoulder blade grounding. Inhale the legs to center, exhale over to the left, and keep flowing here. Inhale, and exhale. Beautiful. Come to center, plant the feet. Toes nice and straight. And take the arms along your chest. Squeeze the shoulders up and back so there's space between your upper back and the floor. Bend at the elbows, bring the fingertips up towards the sky. Hug the legs in towards your glutes. Inhale, lift the hips, bridge pose. Chin stays lifted, tone the belly. Option to stay in bridge. You can kind of lower the hips and lift if you feel like that's something for you. Or maybe flip the hands, coming into Urdhva Dhanurasana, pumping the chest forward, plugging the shoulders back. Come to the crown of the head if this is where you're going. Walk the hands back towards your ears a little bit. Plug the shoulders back. Keep pumping your heart forward. Inhale, straightening the arms. Hug the legs in towards each other. Squeeze the backside. Squeeze your abs, your belly. Lowering down. Coming to the crown of the head and then resting down. If that was your play, maybe windshield wiper the legs again. Good, and then hug the chest, the knees towards the chest. Maybe rock and roll, coming to sitting. Bringing the hands behind you, fingertips pointing towards your hips. Feet hip widths apart. Work the shoulders up and back. Pump your heart forward. Inhale, lift the hips. Squeeze the backside, keeping the chin lifted. So you might just be kind of working this action, right? Maybe just a little bit. Maybe pressing into the feet more. Maybe the hips lift higher, right? So listen to your body. Right, we'll flow here. So inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Hug, squeeze the backside as you lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. Maybe drop the head back if that feels good. Exhale, lower. Gorgeous. Beautiful. Keep that left leg straight. Take your right foot and right leg in towards the chest. Okay, you might need to lift like a pillow or a blanket under you. Flex that left foot a lot, work the shoulders up and back. You can stay here, maybe cross that right foot over the left. Inhale, lift that left arm up. Exhale, take that left hand to your thigh, work that right shoulder blade up and back. Inhale, lift. You can come deeper, working the elbow there, right? So if you feel like your back is rounding, you might need to lift under you. But from here, what I do is I inhale, lengthen the spine, working that right shoulder blade up and back, and then exhale, twist. Inhale. Exhale, twist, belly button to spine. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Keep that left foot flexed and active. Good. Inhale, release. Cross. Bring that left leg in towards the chest. You might just be here, right, with the hands behind, working the shoulders up and back. I'm on my ridge top hands, like tenting those hands. Maybe that left foot crosses over the right. Maybe. Maybe inhale, lift that right arm up, and then take that right hand to the outside of the shin, outside of the thigh, sorry. Left shoulder up and back, that lengthen the spine before you twist. Maybe going a little deeper, working that tricep to the outside of the right thigh or knee. Shoulders up and back. Inhale. Exhale. Flexing through that right foot. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale to center. One more here. So come onto your back. And we'll take happy baby. Right? So maybe grabbing the outside, the pinky side edge of the feet, drawing the knees in towards the chest, resting the head down. If this doesn't feel good, right, maybe just kind of bending one knee in, switching, right, just making some time for any movement, last movements that you need. It might not look like what I'm doing, and that's okay. And then gently release, straighten the legs out, let the toes rest out, palms up towards the sky, squeeze the shoulders a little bit to create space, finding your Shavasana, finding your resting pose. Relaxing here. And it is 9:01, so for those of you that need to continue on with your day, thank you so much for being here. And I will see you next week. Otherwise, I will share the meditation for today. Fluid like a river, living like water. The journey of water as it flows upon the earth can be a mirror of our own paths through life. Water begins its residence on earth as it falls from the sky, or melts from ice and cascades down a mountain into a tributary or stream. In the same way, we come into the world and begin our lives on earth. Like a river that flows within the confines of its banks, we are born with certain defining characteristics that govern our identity. We are born in a particular time that govern and place into a specific family, and with certain gifts and challenges. Within these parameters, we move through life encountering many twists, turns, and obstacles along the way, just as a river flows. Water is a great teacher that shows us how to move through the world with grace, ease, determination, and humility. When a river breaks at a waterfall, it gains energy and moves on. As we encounter our own waterfalls, we may fall hard, but we always keep going. Water can inspire us not to become rigid with fear or hold fast to what is familiar. Water is brave and does not waste time clinging to its past, but flows onward without looking back. At the same time, when there is a hole to be filled, water does not flee from it, fearful of the dark. Instead, it humbly and bravely fills the empty space. In the same way, we can face the dark moments of life rather than running away from them. Eventually, a river will empty into the sea. Water does not hold back from joining with a larger body, nor does it fear a loss of identity or control. It gracefully and humbly tumbles into the vastness by contributing its energy and merging without resistance. Each time we move beyond our individual egos to become part of something bigger, we can try our best to follow the lead of the river. I'm going to read that one line again. That really resonates with me. Each time we move beyond our individual egos to become part of something bigger, we can try our best to follow the lead of the river. I invite you to stay here as long as you need to, but the river is going to move on here, so start to wiggle the fingers and toes, making movements that feel fluid to you and feel good to you. Start to draw the knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a hug, thanking yourself for this time. Slowly rolling up to a seated position on your mat with maybe a lift underneath you to help you find comfort. Drawing the hands in front of an unfolded, open heart, flowing heart. Bow to that beautiful light in you and in each other. And may it guide you in all that you do. Namaste.